Prelims. We'll go these 10 days courses in 3 phases. In first phase, there is some kind of evolution which is happening with respect to elimination techniques, or usually they just check 2 things in UPSC. One is presence of mind. On the day of the exam, the moment of the exam, how present are you as a person? Second thing is, do you have common sense as a candidate? 2 things they check. So what has happened over that time is there is some kind of evolution which has happened. How many are Pokemon fans here? 1 Pokemon fans. Okay, Pikachu Hindi version yavada? Pichu. Other version is, the next version is Raichu, something like that, right? Or you can know the 10 avatars of Vishnu. What are the 10 avatars of Vishnu? How did it start? It started with aquatic being, a fish. Then a final stage it was a man. So what does it show? It shows the evolution of something, right? So we'll start with 21 prelims, 22 prelims, 23 prelims, 24 prelims, and 25 prelims. We'll look at how UPSC is setting paper over the period of years. That is the first phase of preparation. Then I'll give you the rules of elimination techniques. There are some rules or tools, right? War godaga weapons se devakagata. Some people go with weapons, some people do not go. Those weapons are these rules. How to handle these questions. In third phase, we'll tell you what exactly will help you clear prelims. Example, as Arvind was speaking, he just had 10 to 15 days. He cleared IFS cutoff. He got like 123. That's not a small number. Given you have exhausted yourself writing KS mains, and you had 10 to 15 days to write prelims, again come back and get 123 marks. There's one more friend who got 134 marks. Like many people not even just cleared UPSC prelims. There is a reason why they cleared IFOS, and some people are attending interview also now. All that it was just 10 to 15 days of preparation. Why is that happening with them and not with other people? People who give whole year and not do that well. We'll see this. Let's go with question number 1. There are 3 statements if you analyze. The governor of RBI is appointed by the central government. That's my first statement. Certain provisions in Constitution of India give that central government the right to issue directions to RBI in public interest. The governor of RBI draws his power from RBI Act. There are 3 statements. If you can closely observe, 2 statements are contradicting each other in these 3. Can you guess which 2 statements are contradicting each other? 2 and 3, very good. How they are contradicting each other?
One is talking about Constitution and other about Act.
Exactly, what they are saying? RBI governor or RBI, which act does it talk around? RBI Act, yeah, year? 1934. So whatever it's with respect to RBI, it is with respect to RBI Act of 1934. Do you find any provision in Constitution which talks about RBI? What is Finance Commission's article? 280. So we have Polity Lakshmikant Odidrala. Okay. Anywhere they have mentioned about RBI, they have mentioned about Finance Commission. Is RBI a constitutional body? No, RBI is not a constitutional body. What does it say? Second statement, what is second statement claiming? Isn't it not common sense that Constitution doesn't give RBI powers or RBI governor power? Absolute common sense. Whatever is with respect to RBI, it is with RBI Act of 1935. And here only is giving the statement, RBI Act of 1935, RBI power ella illindane derive aagtide anta. So isn't it very much common sense that these 2 statements are contradicting each other? So you are now understanding UPSC just checks you 2 things. 1, do you have common sense? Second, on the day of the exam, do you have presence of mind? What will be the answer here? 1 and 3. Yaar garta agilla idu? Please raise your hand, I'll explain again. Everyone understood this first question? Fair enough? Okay. Okay. I want everyone to open mobile now and Google casual workers. Google casual workers. See images of casual workers. And one more rule, sorry for interrupting. Please mark this. Constitution of India. Please highlight this. Constitution of India. I'll tell you why Constitution of India is such a big keyword in UPSC. And how many times when you use this phrase, the Constitution of India, the statement becomes wrong. UPSC just checks you on this one parameter. Is it said in Constitution or not in Constitution? Maybe I'll put it as 1. Constitution of India. Let's go with the second one. Everyone open Google and saw who are casual workers. Who are casual workers? Images. Can everyone see images? Images of casual workers. In construction workers. Now read the statement. Now you know who are casual workers. Now read the statement. Brochure there was a similar phrase rule anta ittu nodidira. Okay, now read the statement and know who are casual workers. Which statement might be wrong here? Why first is wrong? There's a similar phrase rule, right? All casual workers are entitled for dash. All casual entitled workers are dash. See, for day-to-day workers, if they work for more time, don't you think they'll pay overtime? Is it common sense, right? But will they pay PF? What is Provident Fund? It's kind of a retirement saving things, right? So what is obvious? Is it this is obvious or this is obvious? Second is obvious, right? So within these two, which you can easily eliminate? First one. Which rule did we apply here? A similar phrase rule. And some common sense. It's obvious that casual workers, these workers, Provident Fund won't happen. Okay. Do you think with knowledge can you by heart all these things? What is he checking actually in UPSC exam? Common sense, and this includes a little bit of knowledge in economy. I hope the people know basics of economy. Which of the following are the most likely to be taken at the time of economic recession? What happens in recession? People are spending much or people are not spending much? Economy has slowed down or economy is doing well in recession? Economy has slowed down. People are not spending much. That is economic recession. Okay, now read the options. Okay, one more thing, one more rule. One second. In second, I want to add something more. There is something called as, in third statement, the government can, by notification, specify that an establishment or industry shall pay wages only through its bank. What does it mean? There are two things we have to observe. Can. If this word can is used, what will be the probability of being that statement right? Can andre no? Possibility. Agbahudu, madbahudu. Okay. Okay. Can I say someone X person can become Prime Minister of India? Will that be true? Yes, it is true. But if I say X person is the Prime Minister of India, okay, can actually increases the probability of getting the statement right. One more important thing is this or keyword. The moment this or keyword comes in, the probability of getting the statement right increases. Can someone tell why? Let's say or. There are, in a particular statement, there are two parts. First part and second part. For or, if the first part is right and the second part is right, the total statement will it be right? Right. If the first part is wrong and the second part is right, what will happen to the total statement? Example, Ram and or Lakshman will pick Sita. If Ram didn't pick Sita and Lakshman picked Sita, will the statement be right? Yes. Why? Even if one person does the job, his job is done. Similarly, if the first statement is true and the second might not be, will it again not be true? Only when will or be wrong? Both are wrong. If I have to construct the similar thing with respect to and, what will happen to and? Let's say Ram and Lakshman are good people. If both are good people only, the statement will be right. If one is a bad person, wrong. Did you guys understand this? So there's the importance of these conjunctions here. Why? The moment or comes, the probability of increasing the statement increases. If anyone didn't understand, please raise your hand. I'll repeat this. Or and are important. But there are times when even or is wrong. I'll show that when or becomes wrong. Everyone understood? If you guys didn't understand, I'll repeat this. These concepts are important. Conjunctions are also important. UPSC is not just about rote learning. It's about English also. It's about common senses also. Got it? Within two statements only, we understood so much. Two questions only. Fair enough. Okay. let's go with a little bit of economy knowledge. Economic recession. We know what is recession now. Economy has slowed down. What do you want to do? I'll be impressed if someone tells me instead of or and, some other word is used in this question, which gives the same meaning as or and. No, in this question. If someone can decipher the structure of the question.
Shall.
Not shall. Huh? Not by. Like partially by. Please come on. What is the keyword here? Huh? No, not really. Okay, at least what is the right answer? I'll tell the keyword here. What is the right answer?
Second.
Okay. Yeah, answer is B. B is right. What is used instead of and here? Huh? No. Okay. Which of the following steps are most likely to be taken at the time of economic recession? One sec. I'll go with the pen here. Here, just clear it off. The cut in tax rates accompanied by increase in interest rate. Don't you think what is cut in tax rate means? The interest rates have been brought down. So what happens? Yeah, money supply increases, which is a good thing. So you can do this when recession is there. Tax rate. He's talking about tax rate, not interest rate. Okay. Cutting tax rate is government is taxing people. Basically, taxation. Government is now putting less taxes on the people, and people have more money in their hands to spend. That is one thing. Next, increase in interest rate. What happens when increase in interest rate happens? Borrowing decreases and money supply decreases. Is it good for recession? No. So this one statement is not a single statement. It has two component parts. And it is linked by the conjunction or part conjunction, which is what does accompanied by means? And. Exactly. There are two ideas which is being discussed here. This idea is right. The second idea is wrong. Accompanied by resembles and. For a statement to be entirely true, what should happen? If and is there? Both should be right. Makes sense? Okay, this is correct. There should be increase in expenditure on public goods. Again, what is he trying to do with the statement 3?
Opposite. Both are opposite.
Increase in tax rate. If you increase in tax rate, what will happen? The amount of money which people have in their hands will decrease. If you reduce the interest rate, that will increase. So this is half true and half right. Overall, what will happen? Since instead of and, what is cleverly used? In example, you think he'll use and here, there. No, he'll use some synonym which will give the same meaning as and gives or gives. Can you now break down the linguistic of UPSC now? Makes more sense. That's why people clear with just reading 10 days, because they know the language of UPSC. This obviously opposite. See, two things he has given: increase in expenditure, decrease in reduction of expenditure. In both, at least one has to be right? Very much. Okay. Can you go with the next one? Okay. This also requires some economy knowledge, but we'll use some common sense and try to debate about it. What is the meaning of the word? Okay. Of the other things remaining unchanged, market demand of a good might increase. The demand of the good might increase. If what happens? What is substitute good? What is substitute? What is the substitute of Pepsi? Thumbs up. Coca-Cola is a substitute of Pepsi. Okay, in cricket, how will substitutes be there? Instead of this person, this person. That is substitute. So, if let's say example, other things remaining unchanged, market demand of a good might increase if. So overall, price of one good we are focusing. One sec. Let's say Pepsi. We have Pepsi here. If the price of Pepsi increases, what will happen to Coca-Cola demand? Example, both Pepsi and Coke were like 10 rupees. Now Pepsi price is 12 rupees. Will people shift it to Coca-Cola or they will shift it to Pepsi? Why? So what that means? It means that the demand increase. If the price of the substitute good increases, then so statement 1 is right. Everyone understood substitute good? Little bit concept on economy. Okay. What is complementary goods? Yeah, exactly. Sugar and coffee. Both have an impact on each other. One more example is petrol and car. Car and petrol, sugar and coffee, steel and building properties. What does it mean? If the price of one complementary good increases, if the price of sugar increases, do you think more people will go and eat tea, have coffee or tea? So this statement is, everyone understood? Okay. Then, third one. What is an inferior good? Anyone has a clue about what is an inferior good?
As income increases, the expenditure on
Exactly. Give me an example.
pulses.
Yes. Example, like now I'm like getting some, Yes, inferior good. Example, like I'm traveling now in buses, BMTC buses. My income has increased. So what I'll do, I'll buy a car of my own. So car is a superior good and buses are inferior good. When my income increased, what did I do? Superior good increased and the demand for inferior good decreased. So will the demand, market demand of a good increase if the good is an inferior good and the income of the consumer increases? Will the demand increase if the good is an inferior good? Will the demand of the buses increase? No, it doesn't increase. It actually decreases. Anyone didn't understand? Should I repeat? Okay. Let's say I'm going in buses. What happened? My income increased. Like my salary increased. What I do? I afford a car. So what is bus now? Bus is a inferior good. Isn't it? Bus is an inferior good. Okay. My salary increased. What happened to the demand of inferior good? Decreased. So this statement is false. Everyone understood? If anyone didn't understand, I can repeat. Please raise your hand. Fine with everyone? So this is also wrong. If the demand of the good will increase if the price falls. Let's say iPhone is like 1 lakh. If it becomes 90,000, more people will buy. Makes sense? Exactly. So answer is? 1 and 4. 1 and 4. 2 and 3 are wrong. Okay. So there is so much to learn from UPSC questions on there. Just 4 questions, so much we learned. There are 21 prelims questions. Okay. This was the most popular thing which was happening in 2021 with respect to economics. Urban cooperative banking. If you can recall, what was the regulation or the thing happened during urban cooperatives or multi-state cooperatives? What regulation was brought in? There's a change in regulations, right? Okay, read the question. Out of 3, 1 statement is wrong. Can you guys tell me which statement is wrong? Yes, first one is wrong. Read. Take time and read. Do you think urban cooperative banks are important? If something is important, what will happen? Who will regulate it? RBI will regulate it. Do you think local boards set up by state government will regulate it? No. It's RBI which will regulate it. or something of importance will regulate it. Okay. You guys know what is equity shares? Equity. Okay. Preferential shares. For banking, which act? Banking Regulation Act of 1945.
It's a contradictory. If you observe, there are supervised and regulated.
Yes.
They mentioned regulated, and in the third statement, it is also mentioned they were brought under the purview of banking regulation. Banking Regulation Act. Obviously, Banking Regulation Act is under central government. Or
Exactly. If you have, we have 3 list, union list, central list, concurrent list.
in the first statement, they're regulated by local boards.
Exactly. Very good. Very good observation. This is the method of thinking or the kind of thinking you need in the exam hall. Now you're able to see the change, right? Now you're not seeing a question because I have learned this or not. You are now analyzing a question, not recalling a question. That is the change which is required. You guys understood? Fair enough. Can I go to the next question? Okay. Let's say today my morning mood was influenced by what all things? Many things it might be, right? The song which I heard, or the last thing which I did yesterday night, the movie which I saw, or my work schedule of today. What does this question says is, Indian government bond yields are bond profits are influenced by what all the things. So don't you think this keyword influenced by has a narrow connotation or a broad connotation? Very broad connotation. If I say I was influenced by dash, or my childhood was influenced by dash, so many things could have influenced, right? How can I disprove that it's not influenced? Making sense? Yes. So what will be the answer to such kind of questions? All of the above. You didn't even read the options. But in exam, please read the options. Usually it will be all of the above because of this word, influenced by. Now you are able to understand the grammar of UPSC. Comfortable? I can repeat this. If anyone wants to occupy front rows, please, you can use the front rows. If something is not visible in the back rows. Okay. What is the difference between FDI and FII? Okay. Where ownership comes in? FDI ownership. Control also comes in? FDI. FII is about quick profit. They'll make like that hot money. Those things are interlinked. Okay. Huh? Yeah, technology also they'll bring in FDI. Very good. Okay. Which is not a FDI thing here. Which is obviously not a FDI thing here in this 4. Yes, exactly. 4th is not a FDI. What is non-resident external deposits? Example, we have an NRI who is an Indian who has settled in US. If he makes some bank deposit, will that be an FDI? So the answer is 1213. Foreign currency convertible bonds they can be converted into equity. Convertible bonds means what is bond? It's a debt or a loan kind of thing. What is equity? Share. Those kind of. The convertible word changes this thing into it. Foreign institutional investment with certain conditions. He has not given what conditions. So that also becomes true. Global deposit, GDRs, that also is true. Too much of economy in this actually. Okay. The effect of devaluation of a currency is that it necessarily, the moment I say something like it's necessarily, what does it mean? It should 100% happen. Like, not like may or may not. It should happen. It necessarily. That is the meaning of those words, if necessarily. So now go through the options. Across all times, across all conditions also it must happen. Even in one condition, if it doesn't happen, the option will be wrong. What is devaluation? If rupees 80, $1 is 80 rupees and it becomes $1 as 90 rupees, what is this called? Devaluation. If it becomes 70 rupees, if the rupee was, one second. Let's say if $1 was 80 rupees. If it becomes 70 rupees, what it is. If it becomes 90 rupees, what it is. When we call it as devaluation and when we call it as appreciation.
Devaluation by government intervention. Natural
90 rupees becoming 90 rupees is depreciation. It becoming 70 rupees is appreciation of currency. Okay then. Now read the options. If we are exporting rice, let's say for 80 rupees. Now if we get 90 rupees, will we be in a profit or not? Or it's just good? We were exporting rice for, let's say, $1. In that case, we got 80 rupees. Then devaluation of currency happened. Now we are getting 90 rupees instead of 80 rupees. So devaluation, what it has made to the competitiveness of exports? It has done good or bad? Good. It has done good. I'll repeat. Let's say I was selling 1 kg of rice for $1, which was 80 rupees. Now devaluation of currency happened and it became how much? 90 rupees it became. So instead of me getting 80 rupees, now how much I'm getting? 90 rupees. Is it good for me or bad? Good. It is good for me. So devaluation improves the competitiveness of exports. You're exporting rice in foreign markets. Makes sense? Who didn't understand? Second is wrong. 2 is wrong. I'm telling first is right. 2 is wrong. Okay. First is right. 2 is wrong. It doesn't increase the foreign value of domestic currency. It actually decreases the foreign value of currency. Now rupee has lost its. Exactly. Everyone understood why rupee has lost its value? Because the currency got devalued or depreciated. Both can be interchangeably used. Okay. It always improves the trade balance. Do you think? Across all circumstances, it will increase the trade balance? No. So the answer is 1 only. Okay. Okay. Sometimes you can answer the question before looking into the options also. Effect of black money. What is the major problem with respect to black money? Now read the answers. Now read the options. Everyone got the answer? Well, what is the answer? Answer is D. Everyone got D. Following effects creation of black money. The answer is tax evasion. Loss of revenue to the state exchequer due to tax evasion. Okay. 10th is also very similar to this. What is inflation? Basic definition? General rising price of goods and services. That is inflation. Which of the following is likely to have most inflationary? Maybe there are 2 or 3 options which will have an inflationary effect. Now he's asking the most likely. Iradali ajasti. Who is the best tara? Repayment of public debt. Sarvajanika salana vapas kotre inflation agata? Illa agala. Next. Borrowing from public to finance a budget deficit. Okay, illa. Next, borrowing from banks to finance the budget deficit. Idu agala actually. Answer is? Can you name the country where they did printed new money and that country went to crisis? Zimbabwean crisis. So the last thing you want to do when you have deficit is print new money. This is something which you don't want to do. Creation of new money to the finance the budget deficit. So in these 10 questions, how many questions you could have answered with common sense? Like worst case scenario, we will all make mistakes during exam hall. How much? 4 to 5 just with common sense. With little bit of basic economic knowledge. 7 questions. So in 100, if you get 70 questions right, you'll get 140. Okay. All were economic questions. Only economy has so much of conceptual things.
Sir, first question and 10th question compare.
Okay. Okay, I know who is speaking. I didn't get. Okay, really, sir.
Second question and 10th question compare.
Huh.
Similar phrase rule.
Exactly. That is where the similar phrase rule fails. There are level 1. There are 3 levels of questions which are asking UPSC. One is level 1, level 2, level 3 questions. These all the techniques will face when the question is a level 1 question. I'll tell it later where all the techniques will face. Just because the similar phrase is there, this is a common sense, a very much common sense thing. Should answer with conceptual knowledge. But there are phrases where it will be a level 2 question or a level 3 question, where it will be tough for all. I'll show you such kind of questions. But UPSC will wantedly give a clue there. I'll put a PPT there and explain what kind of question will have this rules violating. That's why I'll never say this rule will always be true. There is no such thing like this rule will always be true. It will always be a circumstance. It will always be a context. When you know the basics of all the subjects clearly, you will be able to handle this. That's why always answer the question first with knowledge, not with techniques. And that's why I wanted to do 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 and say how it has changed. I talked about the evolution of something like Vishnu's 10 Avatara, how things have evolved. That's why I want you. Adike first year elimination techniques why I'm doing PYQs first instead of elimination technique. I want you guys to know where it will fail, why it will fail. ಅಕಸ್ಮಾತ್ ಬರೀ ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ರೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ 120 130 ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ತೈತಲ್ಲ. Okay, which is the answer here? Repeated question. This question is multiply repeated in UPSC. Answer is C. The money multiplier in the economy increases which of the following cases? Which is increasing the banking habit of people. With the banking habit of people, there is one table in a famous book, if you can recall, where they talk about money multiplier effect. Answer is banking habit of the people. Money multiplies when you put money into the banks. And what will bank do? It will give loans to households, individuals, or companies. What will companies do? One thing, they create products, goods, and services. Second thing is they give employment, job opportunities. So people get employed. Again, they have money. This vicious cycle continues. Okay. There's one more rule here. I'll introduce it. Even in 25 also that rule was applicable at few questions. If 5 options were there, usually answer will be 3. So now I'll try to answer. He's talking about, with reference to Indian economy, the demand pull inflation can be caused or increased. What is demand pull inflation? Cost push. What is cost push? What is demand pull?
Due to increase in the
Money
production
supply is
cost,
more
that
than
cost.
demand.
If money supply people have more money in the hand, the
Demand.
purchasing power increases.
Okay. People have more money in the hand. Which of the following will result in people having more money in the hand? Obviously, yes, expansionary policies that will lead to more money in the hand. Okay. Fiscal stimulus. What does fiscal stimulus means? Giving more money into the hands of the people. Okay. If you get confused with inflation index, just keep it as it is. Higher purchasing power. Yes. Is it rising interest rate or lowering interest rate? Exactly. So you definitely know 5 is wrong. The moment you know 5 is wrong, the answer is 1, 2, 4. Okay. 13 and 14 have same rules. Can you read 13 and 14 and tell me what is the rule of elimination?
organizations.
If there is any rules which we have spoken, please write it down next to that question. What rule did we apply and why it is wrong? Like 5:3, Constitution of India. He's giving two questions next to each other based on the same pattern. 13th and 14th. What is the answer for 13? You didn't get. Okay. What is the same rule pattern which is used for both the questions? When two or more organization is given, the probability of that statement becoming wrong increases. What organizations has he given in 13 question number? Instigators, Bombay Stock Exchange, and leading banks like Bank of Baroda, HDFC Bank. Those people are promoting that. They are jointly promoting that. The more the information that is present in a statement, the more the probability of that statement becoming wrong increases. If just a statement is a plain or a general statement, then the probability of being that statement becoming right increases. 14, which is wrong? Instead, whose initiative it is? It's the initiative of water.org. It's an NGO, not the initiative of World Health Organization and World Bank. The answer for 13 is 1 and 2. The answer for 14 is 1 and 3. I'll tell you like general statement. Let's say this is a general statement. It aims to enable the poor people to meet their water requirements. Is it not a general statement? If there is some thing called like water credit or something related to water, this aim goal thing will usually be right because it is a general statement. It's just giving a general thing what they're trying to do. And it's obviously credit is their microfinance tool to work with water and sanitation. More general, right? Okay. Central bank or RBI is considered as lender of last resort. For whom it is lender of last resort? Now read the options. So sometimes if you see the option, sometimes you might get confused. Or if you answer it before reading the options, that would be better. Answer is B, 2 only. Fair enough. But if you had read the options before you answer the question, now how confused you might be. You will start feeling maybe he's giving it to trade or he's giving it to government also. Especially government, now they give it through ways and means and advances. Or there is a FRBM Act, those things, right? But if you answer it before, then you exactly know what the answer is. And especially in that, the crunch moment, you might feel government also, it might lend. So 16. So everyone knows the answer for 16. Everyone Google R2 code of practices and see images. What did you find in images? What is the logo of R2 code of practices? Responsible recycling. There's a particular reason why he gives such kind of questions, right? Where did it go? R2 code of practices. What does R2 stand for? R and R. What does R3 stand for? Triple R. Like R2 stand for R and R. What R and R? Responsible recycling. Environmental responsible practices. Here just 1 R. Here also there's just 1 R. So it's a question of presence of mind and common sense. Can you by heart this question, or can you read and go and solve this question? Here there is a trap actually in 17th one. Okay. Try 17. What might be probable answer? We are talking about copper smelting plants. What is the major emissions of copper smelting plants? What is the major emissions of volcanoes? Sulfur is the major emissions of volcanoes. Similarly, copper smelting plants' major emission is sulfur. The oxides of sulfur, sulfur dioxides. Answer, you feel all of the above. What is the trap here? Lethal is the trap. I said if the statement had may or can, the probability of this statement becoming increases. But here is a place where they may release lethal quantity. Lethal is like deadly quantities of carbon monoxide. When will carbon monoxide be increased? During incomplete combustion, carbon monoxide will be increased, will be released. That's the property of carbon monoxide. But the thing with copper smelting plants, the major emission is not carbon monoxide, it is oxides of sulfur. The answer is 2 and 3. If we had given the same statement, let's say they may release some quantities of carbon monoxide, will that statement be right or wrong? Right. What has he done? He has externally added few things, lethal, deadly. He could have simply given some quantities, right? You can make out a made-up statement to actual normal general statement, or something like a created statement. Even if you get this one wrong, it's fine, but still, what his thought was, I was just telling him. What was the examiner's thought? He is expecting you to know that copper smelting plants releases sulfurs. And he gives you a clue here. It causes sulfur emission. Next question is with respect to sulfur. Read this with respect to furnace oil. It is a product of oil refineries, which is right. If some statements like some industries use it to generate power, will that statement be right or wrong? Why? Why it will be right? Even if one person does it, it becomes valid. Like it uses sulfur emissions into environment. So in that time also there was this follow-on method where he was giving the clue in the next statement. What is he expecting out of you? So the answer here is, answer for this is 1, 2 and 3. All are right here. All are right for 18. The 19, very easy. What is the answer for 19? A. Everyone got A? Blue carbon.
Questions.
Just a color association question. 20. Which in nature, which of the following is most likely to be found surviving without soil? 20. 19. If I have to, what do you feel the answer is? Oh, you're talking about 20. 1 second. Okay. Fern, lichen, mosses, mushroom, which can grow without soil or organic matter. 2 and 3. Lichens and mosses are like pachi, which will grow on rooftops or a bark of a tree, something. Mushroom requires organic matter. It's a fungi. It requires dead and decaying organic matter. These lichen and mosses are pioneer species. What are pioneer species? In a particular ecosystem, or the first occupants of that species. They are pioneer species. They are first to colonize that ecosystem. Fern are not pioneer species. They need well-drained soil. There is a top series, climax community. 21, I expect you to, you might not tell the answer, but still, can you guys tell me what to eliminate? What will first eliminate? Congress grass. What is Congress grass called as? Parthenium. Will you use Parthenium as mosquito repellent? Congress grass causes skin infections, respiratory diseases, skin itchings. Yes, that you will eliminate. Elephant grass. Why it is called as elephant grass? It's because of the size. It's used as fodder. Okay, this two you can eliminate. The answer is lemongrass here. Lemongrass is used as mosquito repellent. So at least if you can eliminate one option with some what it is trying to say. That's why it's almost impossible to by heart a lot of things, but try to think on spot, analyze things. So we had 20 questions. How many questions needed analysis? Almost all. Okay. 22. What is phytoplankton? What is zooplankton?
Phytoplankton, oxygen.
Okay. Something like a primary producer.
Right.
Zooplankton, the consumers, primary consumers. Okay. In aquatic ecosystems. Okay. Now read 22. Here, cyanobacteria is a photosynthetic bacteria. And diatoms are phytoplanktons. Rest two are zooplanktons, which feed on phytoplanktons. So the answer here is B, 2 and 3. Okay. 23, it's hard to get the exact, but you can boil it down to two options. Which two options you can boil it down to? To reduce the chances of being captured by predators, which of the following organisms roll up or protects its in its vulnerable parts? Do you know any organism which will roll up to protect it, which has scales and it will roll up? Pangolin. That you can keep. So you will be left with the choice of C and D. So you can at least do 50-50 here. So here the answer is 1 and 3, but it's very hard to get the exact answer. At least if you can come till 50-50, you have done a good job. Fair enough. Okay. In some questions, you have to, the max you can do is at least come to 50-50. In 100, if you answer 50 questions, also at least you will get 100. In 100, if you answer 50, you will get 100, something like that. Net 50 you have to get, that's all. Okay, 24. What is a catchword here? What is a catchword?
3 statements.
3 statements, sir? Yeah, well, the good observation. Correct. So it is between? The answer is between?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Please look into it. Good observation. UPSC focuses on nature of the bodies, nature of organizations. In first question we said, right, constitution. They expect you to know the nature of some things, what they are doing. You think a declaration can be legally binding? So look at 3 options. If you eliminate 3, answer what will you look at? 1, 2, 4. And one more, look at statement 5. India is one of the signatory of at its inception. So there are a lot of cases where they said, well, India is a founding member or inception, that statement have become wrong. Historically, if you analyze PYQs, these kinds of statements are also wrong. Keep eye on it. They might use it again somewhere. Okay, 25. This is an interesting question. Magnetic particles suspected to cause neurodegenerative diseases are generated as environmental pollutants. We know magnetic particles are bad because some disease it is causing. So if something is bad, what we'll do? We'll try not to use it. Okay. In these 5 things, what is the first thing you will look at? 3. 5:3. That is still valid. Even in 25 also it was valid. That's why I'm still using it. 21 also it was valid. 25. Some things are being consistent over a period of years. When we analyze 24, 25, we'll keep repeating. If something is bad and harmful, what you will do? You'll try to use it less. Where you will never use it in this 5 option. Exactly. At home, you will never use it. You will never use it in a kind of thing at home or where you regularly use. So which one you will never use it? For cooking, you won't use it. For microwave ones, you won't use it. If you eliminate 3, what will you get the answer as? Answer is 1, 2, and 4. Option B. So it involved a basic understanding, right? If something is bad, you will try not to use it on a daily basis. Can it be used in power plants? Yes, it is away from a lot of, you use nuclear radioactive things itself, right? Obviously, for it can be used inside the engine, motor vehicles. Here, the same rule fails, same phrase rules fails, isn't it? Look at 1 and 2. We had the same phrase rule, right? Here it fails. So there's no universal rule that it's like it should not fail or something.
1 and 2 related to motor vehicles.
Exactly. But sometimes we apply the same phrase rule, right? Here it fails. So what is being prioritized here? Common sense or like basic knowledge. It's obvious that if something is that bad, we should not be using it on a daily basis. Okay, got it. We'll do till 30 or 34 and wrap it. Another one set will do. Sir, 25 is it? Which one, sir? Yes, sir. 25 we are talking about. Yes, sir. Tell, sir.
Is that a declarative statement?
Meaning it will always happen. Like when 5 options are there, 3 options will always be.
No.
Then?
The question, the framing of the question.
Yeah.
He's saying that magnetic particles suspected to cause environmental problems. So, is it a declarative statement? I am asking.
Like, is he declaring that here it should not be used?
No, I'll ask you.
I didn't understand. Okay, I will answer. Take declarative in the sense like he's declaring here it should not be used, something like that.
The question itself saying that it will happen.
It will happen.
Okay. Got it. Okay. Sometimes we need to break certain keywords. Look at question number 26. What do you understand the word feeder or feed means? What is feeding? Feeding is eating. Or that particular organism use this mechanism to consume food, eat food, or get food. Okay. How does octopus feed or eat food? It's a predatory organization. It attacks an organism and kills and eat. Is it doing a filter feeder mechanism? No, right? Octopus doesn't. How does pelican feed? It will also attack the prey, catch the fish by flying things, and it will feed. Okay. Have you seen catfish? Which state is it famous? Catfish. Bengal catfish. Bengal catfishes. How will it? It's also a predatory one. So the answer here is oyster. Oyster is a filter feeder. It has gills. So whatever it is coming in through, there's some kind of filtration process which happens. Okay. One more clue here it is there. What is that clue? Oh, what kind of question is this? Is this a level 1 question, level 2 question, or a level 3 question? Such questions are? Can you ever prepare for such kind of questions? These are level 2 and level 3 questions. When UPSC gives you a level 2 and level 3 questions, what they'll also give you is that they'll give you a clue. So at certain places like basics, you have to know. You should don't go with elimination techniques. It will give you a wrong answer. But if you're level 2 or level, can you read this and go and sit in exam hall? You don't know what is a filter feeder. How can you prepare for such questions? So that's why he purposely gives you some clues to answer. Something like that. And use this word. All you have is this word in exam hall, nothing else you have. And what you have to do? You have to come to the right answer using this simple word. R2 code, filter feeder. Simplest definition. This thing is pick the odd one out. Write the rule as pick the odd one out. If you want, you can write 26 as same phrase rule. 27 is pick the odd one out. 3 things are one thing is one more. Read the question. Phosphorus cycle. What is carbon cycle? What kind of cycle is carbon cycle? What is the major reservoir of carbon cycle? Atmosphere is the major reservoir of carbon cycle. What is the major reservoir of nitrogen cycle? Atmosphere. It is a gaseous cycle. Carbon cycle is a gaseous cycle. What kind of cycle is a sulfur cycle? It is again a gaseous cycle. What kind of cycle is a phosphorus cycle? It is a sedimentary cycle, solid cycle. So you guys now understand, pick the odd one out. Okay, he's also asking about weathering of rocks, right? It makes more sense now. Okay, this is a new method which I'll introduce now. 28. This is called as method of grouping. Grouping. Method of grouping. Let's say there is one question. Which of the following are boys? Let's say Ram, Lakshman, Sita, Hanuman, and Ravan. Which of the following are boys? What will you do? You don't know. Now there you know what our boys are. But sometimes in UPSC they will give you one keyword. That keyword, you don't know what is the meaning of that keyword only. You don't know what is detrivorous only. What you will do? You will try to group similar things in one basket, other similar things in one basket. Let's say detrivorous plant. On what basis can you group this? Let's assume you don't know what is detrivorous. What basis can this be grouped?
Take something as reference.
Yeah, well, it takes something. And what will be the reference here? Huh? What principle will be a reference? Aquatic and land. Yes. Earthworm. Earthworm millipedes are almost similar, right? Earthworms, millipede, woodlices are land-based. Jellyfish and seahorses are aquatic based. Okay. So if 5 is there, what will be the answer? 3 will be the answer. So our final option is 1, 3, and 5. C is the answer. Seals. Okay. What is the meaning of the word detrivorous? Dead and decaying, organic matter, those kinds. How does seahorse or jellyfish eat their prey? They do predation. They catch their prey and eat. Okay. The same method of grouping is applicable throughout all the 5 years also. This still remains, and even if he gives after 10 years also, this method will not go off. Some methods he might change, but this method he'll never change. Okay. Common carbon metric. When do you use a term called metric? When you want to measure something, or when you want to put a number next to it. That's all you can get, right? You can do a word association here also. Let's say what is there? Carbon is there. Where all carbon is there? Here also carbon is there. Here also carbon is there. So everywhere carbon is there. Then common you can't use anywhere. Then metric used to measure something. What all things revolve around measuring something? Which are options are trying to measure? A and D are trying to measure something. Okay. Between A and D, at least can you now do a 50-50? The answer here is A. See, all that you have is the 2-3 words which you get in that phrase, and you have to get the answer with those phrases. Makes sense? Okay. We had this question about influenced by, right? If you can recall. Similar question. Let's say, which of the above species can establish a symbiotic relation? What is symbiotic means? Then let's say being a friend to someone, or helping someone, or being mutually helpful to someone. Simple definition. Okay. Don't you think even in next 100 years, if this organism might have a symbiotic relation with someone in future, it's hard to disprove that you don't have friends. Or in next 100 years, or sometime you might get friends, right? So such questions, what will be the answer? All of the above. The framing of the question itself will give you the clue. Which of the following has a symbiotic relation? There are so many things, so many other organisms. Is it possible to remember everything? Like who has symbiotic relation with which organism? Almost impossible, right? What you are expected is to have some kind of presence of mind or some common sense there, that's all. We'll do this last page and we'll wrap up for today. 31, I guess you guys will only do. We'll do our last 4 questions. We'll wrap for today. In these 4 statements, which is the first statement which will be definitely wrong? Second will be definitely wrong. Why? It is the only circular temper. Even if there is one more circular temper which has not yet been found out, the statement will become wrong. Which is one more which is wrong according to the keyword. The keyword is yogini. What is the 3 main cults of India? Shaiva, Vaishnava and Shakti cult. Yogini cult is related to Shakti cult and not Vaishnava cult. Very much of common sense, right? Easy. Okay. 32, you guys have to say basic history knowledge. Dolavira, 32. Can I go to 33? Everyone got 32? 32 answer is Dolavira. Why you have to take 50-50 at that case. At least if you can come to 50-50, you have done a good job. It's almost impossible to remember everything. Even in current affairs, it's almost impossible. If you can come to 50-50 at some questions, you've really done well. 33, it's a modern history question. In initial chapters, it was there. Answer is 1 only. In your short notes, this must be there actually. If you had made a short notes for modern history, this question had to be there. It's an easy question. Level 1 question itself. Okay. If 5 is there, 3 is the answer. If 6 is there, 4 is the answer. So what is the answer for 34? Today you might not feel that comfortable, but when I start solving 23, 24, 25 questions, you see the same pattern or the same repetitions. Then you will say, I'll also conduct classes, this is too easy. But the thing is, it's a dynamic concept, it's not a static thing. It will evolve. But 26, you have to be ready for 26 paper. And how do you get that evolution? Like Vishnu's 10th avatar. This is like 11th avatar, and you have to be ready for the 11th avatar. Okay, fair enough. How did you feel? Felt better. Now you are like little bit before like 1 hour or 2 hours. Now you feel more confident. But please don't stop studying. Everything will depend on 5 subjects: polity, economy, environment, geography, and these 4 histories: modern, ancient, medieval. This is not at all a substitute for hard work. I'll only say elimination techniques will fail if you don't have a command over 5 static subjects. This is to give you those plus 5 marks or plus 6 marks which you need to clear the cutoff. And it will not take you from 60 to 80. Only thing which will take you from 80 to 100 or 80 to 120 is your knowledge in static. Nothing will replace working hard, and nothing will replace that has to be there. But this kind of helped to analyze things on spot. When we solve all the problems, all the set of questions, you will feel even better. Okay, thank you all for attending.